So here we are with our second game of the day. My name is Nick Finn, and I'm joined on commentary by Rob Chilton. And we see the introduction of Mick Hill into the Supreme Series, the hot favourite with the bookie, 3-1.
It's a tight price, isn't it, that, in this field?
That's a price, isn't it? There he is. A lot of expectation on this man. And Mike King is his opponent, who is a very adept player. He's England player, current England player, made the quarterfinals of the Worlds just a couple of weeks ago. So he'll have something to say about this. He's not going to make it a walkover, that's for sure. So Mick winning the lag and breaking off the first frame. And he's nominated reds. And we get our first sight of the man that everyone's been talking about. And he's got away with one there.
Yeah, I think he thought he was canning the yellow a lot thicker than he did. I don't know why they haven't moved the rack down there.
Yeah.
You saw the white deviate across it, did you see it there?
Yeah, for sure. And
I think it helped him.
Yeah. Mick will be used to leaving those on the table. He'll have played extensively with those in China, I would think. So how's Rob anyway?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Not played much, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
You've got a money match lined up, haven't you?
Allegedly, yeah.
Against Jordan Shepherd?
Mm-hmm.
Is that October?
October, yeah.
Wow.
A few months to practice.
Yeah. Jordan Shepherd we just saw in a Hill decider against Ben Rowland. He's of course in the losers round, so we won't see him again today. It's back in action tomorrow morning. Lots of other games in action as we speak. The conclusion of some of those early round matches. Liam Dunster 10-6 up against Max Nosko. Ryan Pisani is 10-4 up against Eddie Barker. Gaz Roy's, having been behind a few times against Adam Penwell, is now 10-8 up. Adam Davis is on the hill against Phil Naylor, 10-7. Greg Batten still fighting. Currently trails 8-6. And Richard Conn is on the hill against Mandeep Jinger. It's 10 frames to 8. 4 games currently being streamed. And you're watching this main arena game. And Mick Hill making short work of this clearance. You need to be careful there. You need to be careful there because he had his hand on the rack.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what he's looking at then.
Yeah, well, he had his hand on the rack and the rack moved. But of course, if it moves and moves one of the yellows, it's a foul, isn't it?
That's why I move it after the first shot. I get it moved every time. I got to the point of leaving it there.
Yeah, I think Mick was just asking why hadn't it been moved, but it was kind of irrelevant by then. It wasn't going to play a factor. Could have asked for it earlier if he wished to. I think they're basically just saying, well, you didn't ask for it to be moved, so it's still on the table. I think if it's clear, the referees tend to move it as a matter of course. But if the ball's on it, they would want the player to ask them because, you know, otherwise you're not just going to step in there and move it off your own back, 'cause it might break the player's concentration. So it's really down to the player to ask for it to be moved. And as Mick never asked for it to be moved, he was playing with fire there a little bit with, let's say he had his hand on the rack, you saw the rack move, and if one of those yellows had dislodged, it would have been a foul. There we go. keen eye of Viv Rusco, who's our referee for this game. And Mike gets his first look at the table. Lovely, nice, very well timed.
Cue ball went straight down the middle of the table.
Yeah, he'll be very happy with that start.
That's it. Get it moved. That's it.
And he's asking for the rack to be moved straight away, unsurprisingly.
It's the ideal time because naturally, your first visit at the table, if you pot a ball from the break, the longest time you look at the table is usually the first shot.
Yeah.
So ideally, get rid of it then.
Yeah, and you can buy yourself a few seconds as well because the clock stops running while the referee's doing it. So
it's the ideal time to move it.
Yeah, you can use it as a kind of slight tactical advantage just to get yourself an extra 5 or 6 seconds to work out your pattern.
I think Mike.
He's nominated reds.
Yeah.
They've all got a pocket, haven't they? It's just about cue ball control. And
that's why I didn't like the reds for that first shot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's already just run out of position. I mean, he's got this cut in the middle, but
then he doesn't land on anything again, does he?
Exactly, yeah. Looking up table, there's no other attacking options, so
yeah, you can't see the plant, so no option there. It's a good job, but okay.
Yeah, and now he's in trouble.
Unless that long red just passes that yellow, but you might have to pot it off the yellow. It's a great shot.
That is a great shot.
Yeah.
Well done. It's,
I think he can get on the awkward red now after this as well. Just screw it back and leave it in the middle. Oh, that's a poor shot.
Wow, that's really gripped, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going too far too late. It's adrenaline there because the table's that quick and responsive as well. It's so easy to overhit it.
I see a lot of players eagerly looking on. You just saw Adam Davis in the background there, watching over. You can see the crowd are gathering with interest around the table to see how Mick Hill starts his event. So you can see Adam Davis just over the shoulder of Mick Hill. Just next to him is Chris Melling talking to Scott Gillespie, the winner of the last event. Is that Scott? My eyes are deceiving me. No, Scott.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Jason Shaw just over Chris Melling's shoulder in the blue shirt. There you go, and these are the chances that you can't give to Mick. Mike King's going to have to be at the top of his game in this match.
Yeah, the problem is he needs 11 frames, so he needs 11 chances. He may not even get 11.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
So when you get one like that, you need to.
Yeah, he has to establish himself in the game early.
And also with this rack, I think you'll see Mick break really, really well.
Mick really taking his time over his first shot there, just trying to work out the pattern he wanted to take. He's going to try and clear the balls at the bottom of the table first, and work his way up.
Yeah, I think you see the yellow by the middle, he may leave that by the red till last. May get rid of these three down here, then go back up. He may even drop the one in the middle last to leave the long black. No, he's gone the way I'd go. One in the middle and up the table. It actually goes in the corner, that's why he's played it that way.
Yeah.
Didn't think he passed the red.
Mick was a 1-7 favourite before this game started. Mike King 9-2. If you want to have a look at any of the odds on any of these events or any of the rounds today, Jed Ronan Jaman, you need to go via the Players Pool Events page on Facebook. And you'll see all of Jed's prices. He prices them up by the round. We got into that one, didn't he?
It's a good job, because if he didn't, he'd been straight up.
Yeah. Just look for a second if it was tracking towards that middle bag, but he had it in control. Left a nice angle now.
Just watch how quick he gets used to the pace of the table.
Yeah.
It takes him like a frame normally, something like this. Some players really struggle, but
Yeah, you saw
he adjusts so well. Yeah,
both Mark and Jack in the last frame. They probably took 2 or 3 frames to get used to it.
Yeah, he'll get used. He'll play a few shots and then just get used to it.
So Craig Williams now in action against Dave Fernandez. Craig is 2-1 up against Dave. Daniel Bishop and Adam Watts has just got underway. Lee Clough's taken the first game against David McNamara. Bash Maksud's in action. He's 2-1 down against Craig Brown. Yannick Bofi is playing Richard Toomey. That for me was one of the value bets. Not ever writing off Richard Toomey, but Yannick Bofi's a very strong opponent and been putting in a lot of hours on the table. Yannick is 1-0 up. Early doors in all these games, of course. Andy Barber, Cameron Dunlop are 1 apiece. Zach Shepard, Ryan Clark also 1 apiece. Shane Thompson now in action. Shane didn't have the best showing in the first event. Got knocked out in the first round into the loser's side by Jason Shaw. So he'll be looking to establish himself in this event. He's 2-1 up against Michael Smout. Craig Lake in action, and he's flying. He's playing one of the Moroccans, Abdelkarim Barada, and Craig is 6-0 up. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's only been going for about 10 minutes. Greg Batten, that game's still going on against Daz Lightfoot. Greg's such a grinder. He's trailing 9 frames to 8. He's never been ahead in that game. Sam Mills making a big comeback against Andrew McKee, and he's on the hill, 10-7 up. Max Nosko is, well, Liam Dunster's on the hill against Max at 10-7 as well, so. Okay, so good chance now for Mike. Mick in off. All in hand. You would say red's probably the obvious choice.
Yeah, but I think he's looking to put the white behind this yellow there and run it to the back rail.
Yeah.
Because yellows are easy to set if you get on that yellow, but he'll probably land straight on it. So, yeah, he's playing what I saw him looking at. I don't know if he can leave himself like half ball cut on the yellow or not.
Looks like that's what he's playing.
Yeah, he's leaving himself half ball cut. I think he's on it. If he's not, he's in trouble. But he must be on it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. He's just looking at where he wants to be. So. Nice pop. Again, one you'd expect him to get, but it's still not in ideal shape.
Depends whether that yellow, does the yellow plaster black into the middle? The one near the rack?
I think it does, yeah.
So you could come down for that now.
Yeah, I think he's just looking at that. Yeah, pretty sure it does, just looking at a slightly different angle from that angle. Well, yeah. Well, he obviously felt it didn't, and he needed to go into it, and that's...
I think he was struggling to hold for it, so that's
Yeah.
why I think he's played that, but
Bit of no man's land now. There's
he's in trouble now.
struggling to see too much in the way of attacking options here. Got a horrible thin cut in the middle. But I don't really see much else. White's going to be flying.
He's tried to pot it thick with a bit of side, and he's
Yeah.
perfect as well he is.
Yeah, he would have been absolutely perfect if he'd have made the pot. Just a bridge too far. So a slightly nervy start from Mike. A couple of half chances that you would have expected him to turn into winning frames. Maybe he would against another opponent. I don't think this match held too much fear for Mike. He would have gone into it with, knowing that he didn't have a massive amount to lose, to be honest. On paper, not expected to win. Sometimes that takes the pressure off a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's got the gap as well.
Yeah. Blessed.
I think he was looking at the plant earlier, but to maybe cannon the yellow out of the way so the red goes, or just see what he plays. Yeah, let's see what he's playing there. He's putting them on the corner, playing with a bit of left hand side, and hopefully the cushion, then the red.
Just to flick the red out into open
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, that's what he's trying. Yeah.
Not guaranteed to be on a ball, but should have some kind of shot.
Yeah, as long as he cannons it the way he's looking at cannon, he will definitely be on one of those two reds there.
So, just come high on it.
Potted it too thick.
That red does pass below the other red into top left corner.
You'll see him jack up, I think. Yeah. That was nice. Playing it beside. Near the knuckle.
Yeah, he's just trying to hold there,
Yeah.
knowing that just played it at a pace where he knew if he took the pocket, that would put Mike in a lot of trouble. And you can see it's even a great cue ball. There's no really good attacking options for Mike here. It's left him a long pot, but Mike in a lot of trouble in this one. So looking to play the snooker, I think he's just got it, but Mick doesn't have to do too much here, does he? He's just,
You know,
I mean, he can go one cushion, or he can just go the little swerve if he.
yeah, but what could happen is that if Mick aims to that red, the open red, and he hits it, he knocks it towards the other one, so he knocks it a bit safe. It then gives Mike the chance to knock that yellow out.
Yeah.
So he has to be careful how he hits it. Sits on top of the other red. Nearly.
Yeah.
See if it's a bit more awkward now.
So do you see Mike ducking for cover, or would he try and put his yellow in?
I think he has to move this yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Maybe.
And come down. He may be able to get behind the yellow on the bottom cushion. There you go. There you go. Has he got it? Good shot.
Not quite exactly what he wanted, but that's still a great shot.
But the shot before when he played the snooker against Mick, it gave him another shot. He knew he was guaranteed another shot after that.
Yeah.
As I said, if Mick put where the red went, it went a little bit awkward, so he gave Mike the chance to open the yellow.
Mick recognising a good shot there. He's tapped his cue on the table. So Mick looking here at cushion first on this red closest to his Q-tip. Cushion first and sending the white up
towards the other red, yeah.
Towards the other red.
The red actually goes in the other corner as well, so he'll be looking at both shots really. He's tried. Yeah, he's tried both in one.
So now a great opportunity for Mike. To get himself on the board. Greg Batten, what a fighter.
He's been losing all the way.
He was 7-3 behind at one point, and is now 9-all.
Look at the Max Nosko game as well. He was 10-5.
Yeah, Max Nosko
10-8.
10-8. Max battling back against Liam Dunster. Two fighters there. Neither player knows when they're beat. Mike just having a compromise slightly on his position.
This is not an easy shot though, because he's got. I think he may have to like drag this a lot to
has
hold.
to try and hold. Yeah.
So.
He can finish it fairly high, can't he? Because
you cut back and come back. But I think he's even looking at going around the table. Yeah, he's going around the table. Misses the black is okay.
This looks. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Unlucky, really. That
it really is. Just looked for a second that it was perfect. It was just going to track through the gap, but
I think he hit the other yellow.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's got a very thin cut, but again, white ball's going to be shifting. Just looking now at. So, up and down the table, and a not insignificant pot.
He's not as thin as he looks, you know. I just looked at the table and thought that doesn't.
He's okay. I mean, for goodness' sake, I thought he was. I thought he was going to be in trouble again. He just put his hand up and recognised that he was a bit lucky with that one. Not what he played, but he will certainly take it. There we go. That'll be a big relief there for Mike, getting himself on the board. A bit of a weight off his shoulders now. Maybe play with a bit more freedom.
I think Mike was on the first. Was he on the first session last time against Mark as well? Mark Barnsley?
Yeah.
Thought he was, yeah.
I'm not sure what's happened in the Laking game. That's stuck at 6-0 now. Whether the scoreboard can't keep up or whether they're in a bit of a tussle. Maybe Mr. Barada's found a way to slow him down.
He's flicked his tip off.
Yeah. Shane Thompson 4-2 up against Michael Smack. Zach Shepherd 3-1 down against Ryan Clark. Yannick Beaufils 2-1 up against Richard Toomey. And that white ball absolutely hanging. How has that not gone down? Half the ball's in the pocket. Look at that. Wow.
He's unbelievable. That's staying there.
Yeah.
I'd ask the ref to clean the white man.
Yeah. Cruel. So, just a quick profile. Mike King, nicknamed Kinger, age 33. He's got one son, Joshua. He used a John Paris cue with a 9mm Elkmaster tip. He's pool achievements. He's got 1 World Team Champions, but he can put that up to 2 now because since he won that, he's made that profile. They won the Worlds again week before last. 1 European Team Champion, 1 times Home Nation Team Champions, 2 Southwest Masters winner, and 4 Southwest Tours event winner. Started playing pool properly 5 years ago. Around the time he was expecting to become a dad. He could no longer put in the hours he wanted to make it in snooker, so he turned to pool.
And he plays 3 hours a day.
Yeah. Greatest influence are his parents. They follow him all over the place. I know his mum and dad. They go everywhere with him. I saw pictures of them in Blackpool, and his mum helps him organise events. Mike King is organised a lot of events down in the southwest. He puts on a really good handicap tournament and team events down there. Favourite pool sports player, Q Sport player should I say, is Carl Sutton. And also Greg Batten, who's one of his great mates. When asked what he would like to achieve in the pool world, would love to win a big singles event, as any player would. But with so many top players around, there aren't any guarantees.
It's a loose one by Mick. You tried to leave him on the bottom rail there. He's far too thin. He's bounced back up, so he'll take yellows now.
So his opponent needs little introduction. Obviously, it's Mick Hill, nickname TPC, or the People's Champion. He's 37 years old. He uses a BCE and Craftsman cues, Outmaster tips. Pool achievements, again, he's got 4 times world champion, but he can up that to 5 after beating Phil Harrison 11-9 just a couple weeks ago. So he's on the back of a hot streak.
I'm sure he's 38.
38.
I'm certain he is.
Could be. Oh well, mind you, this profile was probably written
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably written a good few months ago, so he's probably celebrated his 38th since. Started playing pool when he was 5 years old, when his dad bought him a 3-foot table. And his biggest influence has been his dad. And also his first ever sponsor, Paul Heath. Favourite Q Sports player, Ronnie O'Sullivan in snooker, because he's a genius. In pool, Darren Appleton, because he's the best that Mick's ever played. And some accolade with all the players that he's played over the years. In American pool, Earl Strickland. And in Chinese 8-ball, Yubo. What a player he is.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Amazing.
Makes that game look ridiculously easy. We know how difficult it is. He makes it look. I can't believe how he pots the balls down the rails.
I saw him in the, I think it was the Masters, and it was probably the most faultless exhibition of pool I've ever seen. I mean, every tiny little kiss that he wanted, he got it absolutely spot on. If he wanted to move a ball out, he did it perfectly, perfect weight. It was an absolute exhibition.
See that right there, when he just cannoned into those balls there, that yellow, it deviated on the on the triangle.
Yeah.
And it would have been a lot straighter on it.
Yeah.
If he'd have had it moved before. The one closest to white, that would have been about another half an inch lower, which he could have cut it in.
Yeah.
That's what I just get it moved. I can't believe they leave it on there.
So his feelings and anticipations, when we asked Mick Hill what his anticipations were for the pool series, he said he'd like to see Lee Kendall handing him a cheque for 50 grand.
Kenny's not tight, is he?
When asked for a funny story or interesting or unique fact, his answer was, I actually don't like pool, but I can't get out. The latest person to blame is Lee Kendall for introducing the series and sucking me back into the game again. Doesn't like pool. Won the World Championships last week. Doesn't like it.
Well, he's meant to practice with me last night, didn't turn up.
Horrible, isn't it?
It's too hot, he said. Doesn't need an excuse not to play.
Asked if he had any other talent, he says he's not sure it counts, but he was the West Midlands school chess champion. And that's his dad's favourite trophy.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I think he's made that up.
Well, he's already achieved when asked what he would like to achieve in the pool world, he's already achieved it. He said he was given a target of 5 world titles by his first sponsor when he was 19 years old. So I'd like to fulfill the challenge set me. And he did that. So that would have been a proud moment for him. That was about the longest acceptance speech I've ever seen when he took the trophy. He stood there with the microphone for about 10 minutes.
I put it on mute after about 12 seconds.
Yeah,
And that.
telling everyone how unlucky Phil Harrison had been. I'm sure Phil enjoyed those words, having just been beaten.
I think he'd like to pot this one in the corner in the middle and then get on the one in the middle by the 2 yellows, then take the other red by the middle, then go at the top. That's why I think he's looking at it so long. He obviously couldn't hold, so he's going the other way. He's straight enough. Oh, it goes in. Does it go in the other corner or? He's tried to pinch it so because he was running towards the yellow.
Yeah. See, he is human.
He should have changed his route. He should have potted the red near the middle pocket, and then he'd have the better angle next time.
Yeah. The yellow's so close to the red, I'm taking it does pass, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I presume that's a plant in the corner.
Yeah, it's just off. I think it's off to the left knuckle.
He's tried to cannon it.
Yeah.
He's lucky, you know, because he can pop the yellow off the red in the middle. He's very, very lucky there. I don't know if he's seen it yet, but
isn't there?
Yeah. He got away one there.
Yeah. Greg Batten behind again, 10 frames to 9, so he's going to have to win the last 2 frames.
Like in 9-0.
Lakin 9 now, my goodness.
Glued his dip back on.
Sometimes when you see Craig play, when he's just buzzing around the table, he's unplayable. It looks like he's unplayable against our Moroccan friend. Just pots him off the light shades. I'm not sure if that's one of our stream games. Actually, I think it may be on one of the stream tables. I'll just have a look across now. Just tell you what is being streamed. We've got 4 tables being streamed at all times today. Well, I say at all times while there's games in play. You can see the conclusion of the Liam Dunster versus Max Nosko game. Liam Dunster is now 10-9. Max Nosko's won another frame. Craig Waddingham against Dave Fernandez, and indeed Craig Lakin against Abdul Karim Barada. So those are the stream games. Lakin now 10 frames to 0.
Frame number 5, Mick to break. 2 frames up. Time running.
Just pull up the Liam Dunster Max Nosko game just to keep half an eye on that one as it
10-9.
gets closer. It's 10-9, yeah. Yeah, the balls are set up for somebody to break, but it looks like they're on a bathroom break. That match has been going since 10 o'clock this morning, so 3 hours, 10 minutes that's been in play. And it's Liam Dunster to break the 20th frame. And he's gone dry. Max Nosko dives to the table.
Oh, look at those yellows.
And the yellows look very good. Wow. Max with a great chance to go on the hill there. As I said earlier, never knows when he's out. He never knows when he's beat. 2 fighters there. So if you want to watch a conclusion of that game, you can find all the links on Players Pool Events Facebook page, or you can go to the Beard Productions channel on YouTube. All the links are there. I think Mike would have probably been looking for a little angle there, wouldn't he, just to try and knock this one out by the rail?
Well, I think the yellow, excuse me, goes off the cushion into the yellow and makes it a
pops
plant.
it that way, yeah.
Pretty certainly does.
Yeah.
So ideally, he'd like to be like really close to the side rail so he can get the white out, but I'm not sure he can now.
Yeah, he's putting in a bit of mileage with the cue ball.
Needs to run. If he runs, he's out. No. Yeah, he's tried to leave himself another
Just.
2 foot lower so he could pot it in the corner. And is he on it?
I think he's just gone
Yeah,
by.
but he hasn't got the angle.
He hasn't got any angle now.
No, another 6 inches to 2 feet, he was perfect.
I think he can power off the bottom rail, just buy himself a bit of angle, just to try and... There we go. How's his luck?
Yeah, he's played it well.
He has played it well. He's got a little bit of a shot to nothing, hasn't he? You can play this up
Yeah,
the rail and
definitely
cover the
play it
bag.
first, yeah.
Just drop it up dead weight. If he doesn't make it, then he takes the bag.
He also leaves Mick behind those reds there in all position.
Kind of expect him to pot this, playing at dead weight.
Yeah,
And he has. That's a
shot.
great pot. Great pot.
I think the black just goes in the one corner, so
Yeah.
be careful he doesn't hit this too hard.
might just go either. Yeah, I think it goes
in both.
in both top corners. Yeah, he's fine. This is just like a black off the spot for him. You know, on the snooker table, that kind of shot. Yeah. There you go. I did say during the first match. I mean, this is by no way an upset yet. There's a long, long way to go in this. But
Frame number 6, Mike King to break, leading 3 frames to 2. Time running.
some of the boys from the southwest rallying behind Mike. You see Darren McVicker in his corner talking to Jamie Graham.
Time running.
Chris Melling watching on. Some of them will have had a bet, no doubt. Not a lot of value in Mick, but some people might have just put it in to boost their accumulator a little bit, thinking it was a given. Some people may well have had a punt on Mike at 9-2, thinking there was a bit of value. He's definitely playing with a bit more confidence than he was in those first couple of frames, isn't he?
I think Mick letting him off with that frame when he tried to pinch the pocket has given him confidence as well.
So Max Nosko still at the table. But he's handed it over to Liam. No easy opener for Liam, but all the balls are in the open, so Mike now playing with much more freedom, showing very much what he's capable of. And this really, it goes to show the strength and depth in this field. No games are guaranteed. Two-frame lead to Mike King. 4 frames to 2, having been 2-0 down.
I think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah. 4 on the bounce. Dan Davey 4-1 up against Gareth Higgins. Craig Lakin's game has disappeared, which means he won either 10-1 or 10-0. Dave Fernandez is trailing Craig Waddingham 6 frames to 4. I'm guessing on paper that's probably where the bookie would have had it, but Dave Fernandez, I know some people were saying he was some good value there. Dave, another current England EPA player. Lee Clough, the Tower, the Blackpool Tower, 3-1 up against David McNamara. I think I'm right in saying David McNamara down from the southeast. Sorry, from the northeast. Could be totally wrong there. Yannick Beaufils. As I said earlier, he was the value for me. He's literally been camped out in the UK for the last 2 weeks, travelling around, picking practice partners. I think he's been practicing with Mick, he's been practicing with Darren Appleton. I think I saw him against Darren. I know he's been practicing against Jordan Shepherd. He's currently 5-1 up against Richard Toomey. Richard, a world rule specialist. Another dry break from Mick Hill. Bit of a wry look from Mick. Look of determination on Mike's face.
You should take this one near the rail now and go to the bottom. That's it. Just showing he's confident now. Yeah.
Played that really well. Played it with great confidence. Again, you notice that he's not asked for the rack to be moved, but in saying that, it shouldn't have any bearing. The cue ball won't have to go through that area. Unwanted kiss, but he's still okay.
So he's looking at the plan, but he's worried if he pots them both at the same time. That's why he's going this way. He's not certain now. Because he can't get on the yellow by the red next. He'll have to put the one over the pocket next, which means his last one to get on the black.
Very difficult.
It could cause him problems.
See the West Country boys there in the background, as I mentioned. Darren McVicker and Jamie Graham. Just imagine they've got an accumulator riding off the back of this one.
Yeah, that's why he's going the one over the pocket.
It's okay. Don't think he has to do too much here. I think he can just has to cue it well. Looks like he's left a nice angle. Yeah, very nice.
Think. Just okay though.
Yeah, you can just.
He's just off dead straight to,
Yeah.
to the right where he wanted it the other way. He may punch it now. Yeah,
Well,
that's why he's played for him.
Yeah, He's asking for the rat to be moved now,
Good
unsurprisingly.
idea.
Yeah. He played that well. You saw, you know, he was lining up that red, and that was his target to screw back onto. So played it very nicely. And look at this for a scoreline. This will be a shock to a lot of people. 5 frames to 2 in favour of Mike King. Jordan Shepherd, who's already been dumped over into the loser's side in a hill. Adam Penwell is just over Mick Hill's shoulder. As many people would have seen, Adam Penwell, Kapow, as he calls himself. He's the gentleman there in the black shirt holding the glass. He's been quite prolific in the Calcutta. Purchased something like 9 or 10 players. And 2 of the most famous faces in pool sat there. Chris Melling sat next to Jason Shaw. Is that Chris Melling sporting some new tattoos there? I've never seen him with tattoos before. That surely must be a new thing, isn't it? Or has he had them for a while? Never ever recalled seeing tattoos on Chris Melling.
You know, so I was talking to him earlier, I didn't even notice.
Well, they are new. I mean, they're all. That's like all the sort of outline sketches that the artist would have done to start with. Looks like they're waiting to be coloured in. Chris Manning going for a sleeve. Yeah, he's got that's a roulette wheel, isn't it? Like with the, it's got the world, a globe with a roulette wheel around the outside. Wow. I wonder if that's Jason Shaw. I mean, I know they're good mates, and they've been doing a lot of travelling together recently. Travelling to quite a lot of events in the States together, and Jason loves his tattoos, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know he likes gambling, Chris, but having a roulette wheel on your arm so you can gamble on it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. One way to spend the evening in the pub, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think he's just come back from Ibiza. He's just been on holiday with the boys in Ibiza.
Yeah.
I think it's about his 3rd lads trip away this year.
Yeah, he's had a few, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
I didn't think he'd had that many mates. Mixing him up against there because Mike's breaking well as well, and Mick's not making a ball, so.
And he just looks like he's got a new level of focus. And it looks like the Liam Dunstan Max Nosko game has ended. Liam's set Max on the loser's side, 11 frames to 9. Shane Thompson's 10 frames to 3 up against Michael Smout.
If he gets this right, he's 6-2. He's cannon on the red.
Do we know what happened in the Greg Batten game? I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'll have to have a look.
Oh, it's double kissed it.
And Lakin ended up winning 11 frames to 1. Greg Batten beat Daz Lightfoot 11 frames to 10. What an incredible result. He was 7-3 down. He was never ahead in that game until the last frame. And he beat Daz Lightfoot 11-10. What a great scrap that was. Goodness me. So there's been 4 Hill matches so far, just in the first round. Ben Rowland beat Jordan Shepherd 11-10. Greg Batten beat Daz Lightfoot 11-10. Declan Brennan beat Daryl Whitworth 11-10, and Harjeet Singh beat John Chapman 11-10.
Wow. Don't kick the white.
I wonder how the bookie would price. I wonder how the bookie would price this in play now. 1 to 7 and 9 to 2 before the off. I'm guessing he'd probably still make Mick a favourite, wouldn't he? Just
5-3 down. Yeah.
probably 4 to 6 favourite still.
Frame number 9, Mick to break, trailing 5 frames to 3. Time running. Balls potted. Red's nominated.
Mick taking reds.
Yeah, I think he likes reds because where that yellow is by the black, it's really awkward.
He's just caused himself a couple more problems now. I guess the only saving grace is that's quite a big target, isn't it?
Yeah,
Harry's going to
but
attack it.
Yeah, he hasn't. The thing is that he hasn't got an actual ball to
No.
cannon. The only ball he's got is to double the red, the single one by the two reds, is to double it. And he's looking at cutting this and doing it then straight away. Tough shot there. Great shot. It's unlucky.
I think he's right, you know. I think
He's got the gap.
I think he's... No, he hasn't. Looking at another camera angle, actually, he doesn't.
Oh, no, he doesn't know. It's unlucky, that is. He'd at least think he was on one in the corner or the one, one in the middle.
Yeah.
That's why he played it, because he thought he was guaranteed to be in the one over the middle pocket. To kick that like that and land there.
10 seconds.
Calling for his extension.
He's going the wrong way on this. If he plays it the other way, it'll reverse. Unless there's a bit of a gap. It doesn't look a gap there. There was a gap.
What a great shot.
Virtually
Must
like
have
a touching ball, yeah.
Tiny, tiny
Yeah.
gap. Really got into that one.
Well,
He's absolutely fine.
As far the red goes in the corner.
If it goes top corner, he's absolutely fine.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, he's milking it.
It's not. It's not what he played.
Flies in.
Definitely not what he played. But, more than one way to skin a cat. Just 1 frame in it now. Mike King still leads 5 frames to 4. But Mick Hill's on the charge.
He's having a little moan look.
Is he having a little chanter to himself?
Yeah, it looks like it.
He's found someone to have a little chanter too now.
Yeah.
Is that Stefan Mercedes
Yeah, he's brutal.
got over there?
I'm sharing with him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just praying he wins. I'd drive me mad if he gets beat.
I'm sharing with Jordan Shepherd and he's already been beat, so he'll be tripping over his lip by now.
Oh, will he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that was one he was hoping, almost an expectation on himself to win it. He was a 1-5 favourite. But Ben Rowland's no mug, as we know. But Jordan really fancied that. He's been fizzing around the table recently. He said in practice he's been going great guns. Ben Mackey, my co-commentator in the first one, was playing Jason Morris. He's 5-1 behind.
Yannick 7-1.
Yeah.
Frame number 10, 5 frames to break, leaving 5 frames to 4. Time.
League class 6-1 ahead against David McNamara. Jason Shaw now in action. Jason is playing Chris Day, and I'm fairly certain they're on a. Yeah, they are. They're on a stream table, so they're on table 11. So if you wish to watch Jason Shaw, hopefully you won't depart. You'll stick with this intriguing game. But Jason Shaw is now in action against Chris Day, and he's taken the first frame 1-0. I'll keep you up to speed with the score in that game and the other ones around the arena. No need to go anywhere.
He's got that black spot of the red because this would be over in about 20 seconds, but he's got to work on it now.
Hamper queuing on his. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he went in off.
It's in off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I looked away. I was looking at the scores. I
Yeah.
missed seeing off. I was going to say where he's landed. It's.
Yeah,
it's
he's
pretty
looking at going down the table and leaving himself nearly straight on the one by the yellow to screw into the black.
Yeah.
I think that's about perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. Good angle. He can screw straight back into the black here, full ball, can't he?
Yeah,
And then
and that's why he's left the red at the top of the table, because he's
Yeah.
guaranteed, virtually guaranteed to be on that one if
Yeah.
he's not on one of the other two.
if he can cannon the black full ball into the gap of the two reds, it should open them up perfectly. Doesn't want any glancing blow.
Taking his time, so he may
Yeah,
be
he
thinner.
is.
He may be thinner on it than he wanted. Yeah, he must be thinner on it.
10 seconds.
He's looking at getting himself a better angle.
He'll pop the two at the top now, though. Pulling the sleeve in that one, though.
Yeah. So now his eggs are firmly
It
in.
could be a different way. He may pop the red near the black and then just nudge the black
Yes, nudge the black across.
about
Yeah.
2 inches. So the red passes.
Yeah. That's certainly what he's looking at.
That is about. I'm not sure if he's hard enough. I don't think he's hard enough.
I think he can still kind of cannon it full ball, can't he? But it's
But the
where the
white-
black goes in, isn't it?
Well, the black is then looks like it could be going towards the red. So he's trying to load up with a lot of left-hand side to throw it the other way. Great shot. See how much side he put on just to
Yeah.
throw the white that way?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, showing a real knowledge of cue ball control there.
He's not very good at them shots normally.
So, two simple balls now. And Mick Hill completes a comeback. And from 5-2 behind, he's now made it look very simple to get back at 5 frames apiece.
Clarity. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Mellon's mind about Mick, so he's rattling on. He's off already. It's brutal.
He does love a little chanter, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's better. I have a little, but he's a different league to me when it comes to chuntering.
Fully focused on his tip now.
Frame number 11, Mick Hill to break, 5 frames all. Time limit.
Try again. So we see Mike fares because he's not really had a lot of table time in the last few frames.
So he's going yellows here. I'd definitely go reds. No, reds look like there's more balls near the cushion. It's an easier finish. Purely because where that yellow is by the middle pocket, unless
Yeah.
that drops in the middle. Which I'm not sure it does.
So if he does need to move it,
He must go in there, otherwise.
well, I mean, he's got.
If he doesn't, he's had a result here because he can just nip this in and
Yeah.
he can play the yellow in the corner and screw into the yellow on the side rail.
Yeah.
And then he's on the one up. Is it too hard? He's out of reach by a mile. I'm not sure he can get into it now. Another 6 inches short. He's got a simple shot just to knock the yellow out of the middle pocket and be on the other yellow.
You dink this with a lot
I think he
of
can.
right hand side.
He
Just
must-
needs to glance it, doesn't he?
Oh,
Oh,
see.
he's forgotten to pop.
Because he's hit it thick, that's why he's tried to hit it a lot thicker than he wanted to.
Rueful look on his face. He knows he has to take every opportunity. Good amount of side he's like loading that one up with.
See,
Again, trying to move that.
he's being lucky there 'cause he's
Red.
perfect on the double.
Yeah.
But what he's doing is hitting the ball too hard because it throws wide before it comes back. So he's hitting it with pace and it's throwing across. That's why he's, earlier on he tried to cannon the ball off the cushion and missed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
'Cause it's skidding.
So he can just screw across the face of the yellow to
Off the
leave.
two cushions he'll
Yeah,
play it.
2 cushions into leave the red into the right centre.
Not sure that's perfect though.
No, I think he's going to get. He's
Screwing off the rail, is he?
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
He's
Let his arm go a little
he
bit
really
now.
is. Yeah, he's hitting the stride. You just feel another level. He's just dug in, and suddenly he's cueing a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And
I just think Mike should have gone reds there instead of yellows. Because
Yeah.
if that yellow didn't go, as I say, he has to cannon the ball out. And if you don't get the right angle,
just that,
and you miss it.
just that little burst there, that just added another level to his game. He just, you could see him almost like that, going from second into third, and that acceleration.
You could tell by the screw shot off the red in the middle to come across.
Yeah.
Just smashed it in.
Yeah.
So you know now, like he's loosened up a little bit.
Yeah. So from Mike King's perspective, all he can do is just sit back and realise that, it's still on serve. It's his break. He's done a little wrong in those last few frames. Maybe just a colour selection in the last one. Maybe a little error. And
Frame number 12.
he needs to dig deep now. You feel that this is a key point.
See if he screws down the middle. No, he's losing the white now as well. What he tries to do is screw down the middle of the table. That's the last twice. He went in off in the one. That's why the balls have gone over there, because he's gone across it.
Yeah.
First 2 or 3 frames, he was screwing the white all the way down the line. So he's losing it a bit now, the white. Has he played there?
Yeah, I think he's tried to come another 6 or 9 inches down the table, hasn't he?
Poor shot though.
Yeah. Some way short. And he's going to need some kind of recovery shot here. Look at the side he puts on the ball.
Yeah, he's trying to land on the one, the blue spot. There you go. That's perfect now. You just run this through about 6 inches, then pop the red off the yellow in the middle and come bounce back out. top one goes, he can just stun into the yellow now. There you go.
Just slightly hampered queuing, but
Yeah, I'll pop the one in the middle
he's
and
going
just
to go
leave
middle
himself.
first.
Yeah, just leave himself dead straight on the red, the lower red by the yellow.
Oh, yeah.
And then probably post in the top.
Go top corner, yeah. Top right.
He's quite good jacking up over balls, so it wouldn't surprise me if he takes the long red to the top. This is definitely the way though, the red there, then the red by the yellow at the bottom. Yeah, definitely the shot. And it's just a stun shot again.
Yeah.
And then roll the long red in. But he won't roll it, he'll stun it.
Well, that's 5 in a row for Mick Hill. And as I say, you felt that was a key break there for Mike, key frame. Needed to stay, keep the pressure on Mick. Now Mick's got a bit of a window again. And this 2-frame lead with the way he's playing, you already feel it's quite ominous.
See, you look at the patterns Mick goes and the way Mike goes, the patterns are just...
Yeah.
Mike's... His patterns are not as good as Mick, so it looks like he's doing a lot more work to get the finish.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, he seemed to be putting in some mileage with the cue ball on some of his run-outs.
Obviously, that's his snooker background, but he's been playing pool a few years now, but it is hard sometimes to get out of the mentality to play little shots like you saw Mick playing there. You want to keep the cue ball still, especially on a table this quick.
Frame number 13, Mick Hill to break.
So fast.
7 frames. Time running.
I think we'll see a big break here.
Yeah, you feel that he's almost certainly going to pop from this break, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Flowed a lot better into the shot, timed it better, didn't he? It's amazing how when you've got a lead, things just click.
As I said, once he starts getting his break on here, he'll be so dangerous because he normally doesn't break that well because he's not very good at setting the balls up. And I'm the same, I can't set the balls up very well. But with this rack, they're set up perfectly every time. So he will get into a rhythm where he'll just hit the break like so sweet.
So I'm assuming he's certainly going to go reds here.
Yeah, just because they're yellow up there.
Yeah. And obviously at some point he's...
Well, I think he'll try and find the gap in between the reds at the top. There's 2 near the baulk line. He'll try and find maybe the gap there. Here you go. So he's trying. Needs the bounce. Yeah. If he goes another foot there, he can pop the red in the corner, then cannon into the other one. He's not quite got there.
I think he's already looking at this this one-odd ball near the black. Maybe try and find himself a better angle. Just buying himself an extra few seconds. It looks like everything's covering. They're all covering each other there, aren't they?
So I'm saying another foot on the cue ball. He could have potted the red, which is nearest the pocket, and then cannon the other 2, and he'd be perfect.
Yeah, so he's going to take this this odd one off the table. Try and find a better angle. That's not what he wanted.
Unless that red goes where the 2 are near the cushion, on the top cushion. I think he must think it goes. Because the way he's played that, it's as if it goes. If he doesn't really, what he just should do now is bomb the red out and snooker him.
So Craig Waddingham has beaten Dave Fernandez 11 frames to 6.
We're still going. Perfect. Yeah, he thinks he goes.
Jason Shaw 3-1 up against Chris Day. Carl Sutton 7-3 up against Christy Coldfield. Dan Davey 6-4 against Gareth Higgins.
It's too far. Doesn't go from there. I really think he should have snooked him when he had 5 balls left. He could have stuck him right behind those reds there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he couldn't get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, Mick's. He's going to want to keep his foot on Mike's throat here. He's already seen Mike's capable of reeling off some racks.
He's trying to pot it off the back of the red. Yeah, trying to play cushion off the cushion off the red. Leave the white Chinese on the yellow.
What a shot. He's been unlucky, I think. Oh,
No, he's not.
nice. That's perfect.
He is, but I'm not sure he can. No, he can. He can screw just near the middle knuckle
Yeah.
and find the gap.
Yeah.
The right hand side. I think he's absolutely perfect. Or is he playing off 2?
Great shot.
He could have played knuckle, 1 cushion or 2 cushions, so he'd actually finished absolutely perfect then, did the result there.
That's a great clearance. Mike King would have just felt then that he had half a chance at getting back to the table. No such thing. Mike King taps his knee in appreciation of a great clearance. Mick looking a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, he stopped moaning now, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's still having a bit of a gas. Anyone who'll listen? Ben Rowland's on one side, Stefan Rossini, Chris Melling. Chris Melling's just looking at his phone with a funny little smile on his face as if to say, yeah, I've heard it all before.
He's probably having a bet. He's having a bet on his arm.
Yeah. I think I'm commentating with Chris in the next match, so I'm going to ask him about his
Oh, yeah, ask him, yeah.
his new tattoos. Can't wait.
Frame number 14, my king to break, trailing 8 frames to 5. Time to lose.
And breaks turn there as well. You can't get up ball now, Mike.
It's incredible how this game swung.
Yeah.
Mike was in total control. Mick couldn't pot a ball. Now Mick's 1-6 on the bounce, and Lady Luck has forsaken Mike for a second. Mick calling for an extension when he works out exactly what he wants to do.
He's left that yellow there by the black as his last ball. Because the black and he goes in the middle, so. And actually, it doesn't double kiss. Double kiss if the red will stay there.
What a great shot. What a super shot. You know, I was thinking when he left that angle, a lot of players would have maybe tried to attack that from the ball adjacent to the middle, because it just seemed like if you'd left yourself low, it's a kind of natural angle to go up there, but it just shows, doesn't it? I mean, it's
that way,
just
the reds were going towards the
yellow
and could cover the yellow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That way, the reds were coming out the other way. Yeah, that's why you play that way. Little stunt. No, he's playing in the middle. Surprise there.
He's not hit that.
It's the wrong shot.
He has not hit that.
The wrong shot. He should play in the corner.
So, half a chance.
I think he should have gone for the corner. It was an easy shot in the corner as well.
Yeah.
Because he had to hit that thin with side. He's hit it thin because he was scared of cannon the red and black there. So he's tried to pot it thin with side. And obviously you have to hit it a lot harder. The thinner you hit it, the harder you have to hit it.
And looking at where these reds are, it really is.
I don't know what he's doing here.
Is he trying to screw across?
What's he doing there? That's never the shot.
No.
I think that's what lets just Mike's game down a little bit. He's can't, that is never the shot in a million years. That.
No, he might get away with it against some players, but
he's obviously a snooker baronet and a shot maker, but that's never the percentage shot there.
no.
Oh God, what's he doing there? Can't believe how hard he's in that.
I know, absolutely caned it. He's had a little touch with the two reds going next to each other. I mean, Mike's got a nice angle. He just did develop them again, but it just does mean that he has to play that shot, whereas, and of course that can go wrong. And it's not ideal. He's having to play one big shot after another here, isn't he?
Yeah.
This break is just not going to get any easier as he goes through.
And ideally he'd like to pop this one, then the one by the cushion and come back down.
Yeah.
So he leaves the red by the one in the middle pocket till the last for the black, but not sure he can. See, even...
It's not a great angle.
Yeah, no. I can't believe, I don't know why he's topped it in.
No.
Never
You would have
got
wanted to be
post.
closer to the bolt line, just have that natural angle to drop down the table.
You'd rather be on the cushion,
Yeah.
another foot up the table, because it's a natural angle, whereas now you might have to punch it.
Yeah, he's got to punch us.
But now he's leaving, see the two reds down the bottom to the last, which
Yeah.
the one he's next to now, that was ideal for the black.
Can he run through? Oh, he can't run through to the... No. I didn't know just for a second the angle.
Yeah.
He could just run down onto the black, but didn't have the angle. Okay, and this is another one that he's going to have to...
I think he's just a dead wide shot, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Just drag it. No.
That's why he's missed it.
Yeah. Desperately trying to hold.
And that's as I say, that's the way He's going to make the finish. It got more difficult every shot.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was one of those. It was never going to get easier. Is Mick going to try and run this back down the rail, or is he just going to land on it? Yeah.
No, they
just land on it. Yeah, there's no point trying to run it down. Is there? And you feel that the writing's on the wall for Mike. That's 7 frames in a row for Mick Hill, and maybe just a few little errors, a few mistakes from Mike, just let him in the door. And when you start to look up and down the field, you start looking for people that are going to beat this man twice over the weekend. Well, there's enough strength and depth in this tournament. It's one of the finest lineups that you could possibly assemble. But he leads the pack with the bookies. Strong favourite. I mean, I was quite surprised actually in some ways. I mean, when you look at the difference between Mick, who went off at 3-1, and Phil Harrison, who went off at 12-1, and they both contested quite a close final just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but look at the players who are in this event who weren't in that event.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You look at them, just go down the draw, and
But to see that gap between the two players, like one at 3-1 and one at 12-1.
I mean, between Mick and just Mick and himself, yeah.
Between Mick and Phil, there's such a big price margin between the two players, and
yeah, they have to be careful, see, because if you lay Mick too high, people are jump on it.
Yeah,
whereas Phil maybe people are not. You have to be careful, because if you lay him too, someone's 500 on it.
Great travel. Been playing that again. He's leaving himself. Yeah. He's leaving himself worldies every time, isn't he? You have to play a worldie there. He's got to pull another one off here.
Played well though, 'cause he's played like as a shot to nothing as well.
Yeah.
He didn't want to leave Mick that plant.
It came straight round to have a look at that. I mean, I think you can just turn this over, can't you? Isn't he a probably a quarter ball turn around that yellow? You see the side he's putting on it. Yeah.
I think he's one of those shots though. He didn't really commit to it totally, because he's played it after the shot to nothing. He had to move it straight away, because you can see where Mike's yellow is by that middle knuckle. Result if that yellow passes by the black in the middle. Shot.
Very quiet around the room. The arena itself, there's only one table. The rest of the tournament being played behind a glass wall. We're in what would be part of the snooker room, which has been converted into the arena room. There you can see Jason Shaw playing in the background. Jason currently 5-2 ahead against Chris Day. Not quite so many close games in this one. Drew Hughes is 5-0 up against John Rowe. That'll be a surprise to a lot of people. John Rowe, one-time world champion, I believe. Drew Hughes is doing the job. Ben Mackey is making a great comeback. I think he was 5-1 down. Now 6 frames apiece. Toby Bolt's in action against Lewis Calcutt. He's 6-5 ahead. Dan Davey was substantially ahead against Gareth Higgins, and now that's 6-all. Daniel Bishop's on the hill against Adam Watts, 10 frames to 2 ahead. Lee Clough 8-3 up against David McNamara. Bash Maksud is trailing Craig Brown at 9 frames to 3. Yannick Bofils is 9-5 up against Richard Toomey. Mike's just leaving himself. Just too much, and he's got a wry look on his face now. Too many chances. Had to keep his foot on the throttle at 5 frames to 2. Mick's found some extra gears and shown why he is the firm favourite for the event. Who are you playing in round 1, Rob?
Rich Wharton.
Oh yeah. Tough game, but I mean, your first few games can't be as tough as event 1, can they? I mean,
No, not really.
you just have one after another.
Yeah.
You had Tom Cousins.
Yeah, Ben
Davis.
Ronald McCarthy, Craig Waddingham, Adam Davis. George Tierney was in there, but he don't count, does he?
He's the real number 1. I mean, surely that was the hardest game of the lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he don't count.
So Mick Hill is on the hill, 10 frames to 5. He needs one more. And Mike King, well, he needs to dig right down inside his boots and find something. We've seen some comebacks already today. But, this would be the comeback of all comebacks. It is his break. All he can do is hope for a breaking dish and try and put some kind of pressure on Mick. But you got to feel this one's already gone. And he, probably in the back of his mind is thinking to himself, he might head to the bar and enjoy a couple of beers and get up fresh tomorrow morning, start again.
Frame number 16, marking break, trailing 10 frames to 5.
But if he's going to come back, he has to start right here. And that's going to be dry. Deciding to take the safer option, she was going to try and remove the rack with one hand while holding the clock in the other hand, but she decided to use two hands. You don't want to make a bit of a noise of it.
How was the first match with Mark and Jack?
Yeah, I mean it was a game of mistakes really.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I saw it till 6-5, I think it was, and then
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Mark Farnsworth make so many mistakes in a match. Yeah, normally quite flawless. I can only put it down to the fact that he might still be a bit hungover from Thursday night, because I reckon he'd had a couple of beers on Thursday.
Yeah, right.
Looking at what he'd posted on Facebook, and he was calling out everybody, every man and his dog.
Oh,
Yeah. So I reckon he had a couple of beers and might still not have quite recovered. I've never seen Mark make mistakes like that, but you know, Jack made a lot of errors early doors as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, took his chances. I mean, I guess I think both players were struggling with the pace of the table for a good 5 or 6 frames. I picked him out in the sweepstake too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I thought, oh, I got half a chance here. Mind you, he'll be a tough opponent on the loser's side, won't he?
It's a long way back from there.
It is a long way
I think
back,
Jordan
yeah.
Shepherd is close to him on there as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're near each other, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you find this is over.
Yeah.
You just get rid of these 3 at the top now. Leave the bottom 2 by the one nearest the black to the last.
Yeah, you kind of feel a bit for Mike King, but he definitely had his chances. If he was playing at the top of his game, then you feel this could have been a lot tighter. But he just seemed to take his foot off the gas.
I think to 5-2 he played. You know, he didn't do much wrong at all. He played quite well, but I think there's a couple of frames, probably because of the lead that he had.
Yeah, just took his foot off the gas a bit.
I think he just made a couple of mistakes because he was in front, I think.
Yeah.
And then he could feel the momentum change a little bit in a couple of frames.
Yeah. So all Mick has to do here is make sure he finds the gap, which should be,
Yeah, just kill the white.
yeah, pretty straightforward.
Bounce off the back rail into the middle. Left hand side. Here you go.
Perfect. And in all honesty, the last 8 or 9 frames is, you know, a bit of an exhibition from Mick. He's definitely moved up through the gears, and he looks a formidable opponent for anyone in this tournament. 3-1 favourite, and I would imagine his odds have already shortened. It's Mick Hill that goes through on the winner's side. Mike King goes across into the loser's side. Thanks very much, Rob.
No
really
problem.
enjoyed that. Thanks for your time. Next up on stream, I'm not sure who it is actually. I'll have to go back and have a look, but I know I'm joined in commentary by Chris Melling. So I think we're going to head across for an interview in just a moment with Mick Hill. So Lee Kendall will be with him in just a few minutes. Again, thanks very much, Rob, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Bulldogs decided to let me back in, not you. Yeah, there's a bit more to it. You don't deserve credit. I was just saying that first one, because obviously I didn't play the last tournament. I didn't know the rule with the rack.
No, I was going to say to you when you didn't know what I do. Well, you'll be on the stream every time, but I just get to do it for after the break straight away, unless it's impossible.
So when I potted the ball, I know I moved the rack.
Yeah.
And I said to him, well, what happens if one of the yellow balls moves because of the device? So it's a foul.
Well, obviously you know Greg Batten, he got told that it doesn't affect it if you leave it on. So he left it on during one of his matches and had to roll the ball across it, and it moved the rack and turned the ball out.
Definitely affects it.
You have to get it off. Yeah.
I think it was yours,
Yeah.
and you've landed there, whereas the yellow was actually going to land there.
Yeah.
You can't go for a one. I said, oh, Tom's that's come like that way.
Yeah, it does affect it. I try to get it off straight away if you can, even if they got to use 3 ball markers.
Well, we're with Mick Hill, winner of his first match and his first event of the series. How did you find it?
Well, draw come out and I sort of thought, yeah, I know like Mike plays in the England team or he has played in the team. And I was thinking, oh, he's sort of like seasoned with it, and since the draws come out, he's kind of in that mindset of, you know, great opportunity to sort of maybe show what he can do. And I'm sort of thinking, well, you know, there is a few more kind of what I would consider to be, you know, better choices of opposition, if that's the right way to put it. So I thought, yeah, this is a bit of a tricky one, and I saw the odds this morning. I thought, no, I personally wouldn't go along with that. Yeah, you could.
So what were the odds? I didn't see them.
I think it was like something like 1-7, 9-2 or something, and I sort of felt a bit like, yeah, granted, I get why, you know, why I'm favourite. But I didn't think it was quite a bigger margin as that the first match.
I think they probably do that because you know the money will probably come onto your side of the bet rather than on Mike's side. And, you know, you'd obviously appreciate Mike's skills, so know that it's more of an even match than the odds give. Yeah. But you know, I mean, at 5-3, was it 5-2 down, 5-3?
Yeah, I've got off to a good start. Actually, broke and finished first game. I thought, oh, hang on, where's that sort of come from? You know, you're thinking, oh, great, but I wasn't nervous necessarily because when Lee, you've played for years, you played loads of big matches, but sometimes you're nervous because you're apprehensive of how you're going to play. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I thought kind of, it's no big secret, I'm not a big practice player. And, we played the World Championships a couple of weeks ago, and, truth be told, I'd be preaching a lie if I'd said I'd been pounding the table since then, because I haven't. So you're sort of a little bit apprehensive, and then to add to the fact that the table played great, but so quick and so slippy. You're kind of sometimes trying to explain what sort of slippy means. You'll know, but sort of sometimes you kind of, you're just trying to draw the ball back. Half a foot, it comes back a foot, and then you sort of start to go higher up the cue ball, and then you don't time it, and it sort of just stops. And it was a bit kind of like, and I felt like with the cushions. I felt like with certain shots I was a bit like kind of, how did that get there? And then a different scenario where I think it's going to go where I've just hit it, and all that kind of stuff. So from my point of view, it was more like a case of if I can maybe get through 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. Obviously big field as well, so at this stage it's almost a bit like everything seems like a marathon away to get to where you want to be, the business end. So I was sort of more thinking to get through the match. I'm probably going to watch the tennis now. I love my tennis, and just sort of play my way into the tournament, if you like.
And do you think the fact that somebody's paid over £10,000 for you in the Calcutta has added any pressure to you?
I don't think it's added any pressure. It's a kind of, I'm going to be truthful since you've asked the question, it's a bit of a love-hate with me with the Calcutta. I think it's great in the sense of it brings more people and it gets more people involved, but it does put the player in a very, very strange position. It puts them in a position of particularly where you are playing for someone else's money again. And you are in a little bit of a position as well where kind of you're not quite your own person out there, if that makes sense. It's a little bit awkward to understand.
Because you're worried about the fact there's a lot of money riding at the side, or for what reason?
I wouldn't say worries the right term, but I think I've played Mike there, so 1 to 7, you're 9 to 2, and for the last, as I said, since Blackpool, I haven't played. I'm coming here kind of just, that's how I like to do it now. I feel fresh about it, and I'd rather play like that. If I practice, I lose the hunger. I don't really feel like I want to play the tournament. So when you sort of go out there, you're almost thinking to yourself, you kind of where this is totally different from other sports. Let's say you're playing snooker, and you want to go to the bookies, and you want to have a bet on Ronnie, or you want to bet on Selby or whatever. He doesn't know you've had a bet on him. I'm not saying that he doesn't have friends betting on matches, but I was speaking to Rob Chilton about this, and his brother and his dad comes, and he was saying, look, if you want to have a bet, absolutely fine. Don't tell me. I don't want to know, type of thing. And because the Calcutta's so out there and so popular, and everybody wants to know, of course, because of the construction of a Calcutta, you feel like who's having the bets and stuff, and it becomes a bit more personal than gambling, if that makes sense.
So you'd be happy if somebody won or that somebody didn't win, sort of thing as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got to bear in mind that the love-hate is that you are going to get a situation where, maybe somebody buys you and you're not so keen on that person, and whatever. I just feel like I'm not against it as such, but it is a bit of a love-hate for me, and obviously the pressure of somebody buying me for $10,500. In all truth, as you well know, because you've been around the pool scene for many years, it doesn't warrant somebody paying $10,500 for me in this field.
No, it doesn't. But I think the tournament odds were 3 to 1, so I think they paid about 2 to 1 on you. So that proves you've slightly overpaid. But you were the last one that got drawn out of the Calcutta, so they were aware of how big the pot was. So they would gauge how much they would bet on you, thinking you've got a great chance of winning it, and knowing if you made it to the quarters, they'd get half a stake back, where with a normal bookmaker you wouldn't get that. You'd have to get to the final, and you really have to win it the price you're going to be for the tournament. So
yeah,
they obviously perceive that they've got a little bit of a safety net.
yeah.
But no, I think it adds to the event, and it certainly adds to pool something that's never been there, certainly in the UK. And all of a sudden, people can win serious money. I mean, it's £30,000 to the winner of the Calcutta, and I'm sure if you won it, they would be sending you a few drinks over. I would have thought. If they don't, then I'll be sending them a phone call. So
Well, yeah.
I think I deserve a drink off you. But no, best of luck. You're into the second round. I don't know who you got. Have you had a look?
No, I didn't really look too much further than that, which is quite unusual for me because I'm very much a draw looker, and I'm very much kind of, if that sort of, I know it's not seeded as such, but seeded as I would rate players, if that makes sense. So I would normally be one going, okay, I'm likely going to play that person next, that person after that, that person after that. And I quite like it because if you've perceived that you're going to play that particular player that you've put there in your own mind, and then you walk to the table and that player's not there, I like that personally. I feel like, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, so and so got beat. That's a bit of a good respect.
Easier match.
For me personally, I like it. I know a lot of people don't really look after the next match they're playing, but for me, I actually like to look at the draw.
Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up and say good luck in the next round, Mick.
Oh, cheers, Lee.
And the next match will be the winner of the first event, the Jason Owen Cup, Jason Owen Open, sorry, and that was Scott Gillespie, and he'll be playing Chris Mallin. Tune in soon.
Cheers,
Yeah, well, mate.
mate.
Good interview.